Teresa, I see you in the chat trying to cause a mutiny, and I don't appreciate it, okay? How about you? You appreciate it? What's that face? Oh, dear Lord. What's happening? What is up, everybody? We're here at Sunday Live Hall. We've got a special guest with us today. Yeah.
Jeffrey.
That's Jeffrey. I'm not entirely sure how Vicki intends to sell and ship Jeffrey anywhere because he's quite large. He's a bit too large. But anyway.
So yeah, I couldn't leave him behind.
Yeah. It's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. And it was tagged, so that's pretty good. But so he's hanging out here. I actually was doing something like, I think I was loading up the car to go to our friends for 4th of July yesterday, and I came back in the house and this one was having a little selfie fest with him. And
he's huge. I was sitting on him. I can sit on his back. Now, yeah. Granted, he'd flatten like a, piece of paper if I put my weight on it, but he's huge.
Yep. Teresa says, I'm positive Katy will be involved in that shipment. There's a good chance that I will be the one building the box if she does indeed sell it.
I am not sure how to ship it. I don't think he'll go in a box. I think he's going to go in like contractors' bags and stuff, and he's going to have to go to like definitely FedEx, but maybe UPS. I'm not even sure. It's too big for USPS.
I don't know. Anyway, it's Sunday Live Hall. Good to see a bunch of you guys here now. If there's anyone that's here for the first time, welcome. And I apologize, but I don't apologize because I apologize for nothing.
What are you apologizing for? I'm sorry that you're watching our show.
I'm Katy. This is Vicki, aka Victoria, aka abuser of Jeffrey.
AKA abused Jeffrey. I rescued him.
I feel like he's a little small for you to be trying to ride him, okay? So I'm just saying. AKA my fiance. So welcome to the show. I think this is going to be like a little bit of a low energy show. We are wiped out. We spent like the whole day yesterday at our friend's house, poolside, and it was like 108 degrees here.
I think it's 108 again today, but I haven't left the air conditioning.
Well, we were outside the whole time.
I cannot confirm.
So we just had like a very small gathering, and we were outside so that we could stay far away from each other. And it was just like that wipes me out to be outside for that long. I don't usually. Like the way that you get by in really hot weather is you stay inside where the air conditioning is. Okay,
Cheryl, I don't have a sunburn today.
No, she doesn't.
I am nicely tanned.
Oh yeah,
this is tan for me actually. I have a pink hue to my tan.
Pink hue,
but it's too hot for this chunky girl too. Let me tell you, Lord, and that's why I was in the pool 90% of the day. But yeah, thank you for the hair comments. Just so you know, it'll probably look better next time you see it. It's very, very well past the time when I should be dyeing the hairs.
Yeah, I tried to get my routine nap in because we have these friends with the pool, and we go over there usually once every couple of weeks and spend the day there. And inevitably I end up taking a nap. In fact, at this point, our buddy Lou will be like, "Here she goes," because it'll be.
She goes and finds the outdoor couch, and she closes her eyes for a little bit.
But this time it's like just as I was getting in for my nap, a couple of other friends showed up, so I didn't actually get to fall asleep at all.
Nope, napping for you.
But I mean, come on, guys, if you're gonna be like hanging out by a pool for 8 hours straight, and you have a couple beers, you're gonna get a little sleepy, especially if you have anything to eat. Then you're gonna get real sleepy, and it just hang out on the couch, okay?
All right.
I don't see anything wrong with that. So rude. Anyway, so we're here. We've got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Sort of. Well, I guess really not, but I don't know why I said that. I'm wrong. What are you looking at?
I don't know. I'm just reading the chat. People are chatty. Sorry.
So we break this show up into 3 parts. The first part, we go over our numbers for the week, our real numbers, gross numbers, some of our costs. And in the second part of the show, we go over our sales highlights. We show some of the cool stuff that we sold over the last week. And in the last part, we do our haul. I'm going to make a confession. I don't have a haul at all this week. I actually didn't. I went yard sailing with Vicki one day, but I didn't actually buy anything myself. So, and I didn't go out and go buy stuff because I've been working on doing Macari. I just added Macari. And so I'm kind of like taking my time with the stuff that I have right now and saving up some funds because we're going to be doing some more sourcing later in the month. And so, so I just decided I didn't really feel like
I have a
going
haul.
out and buying stuff.
It's not a huge haul, but I have a haul this week.
Yeah.
We did do some, like she said, we did some garage selling. I did some sourcing on my own. I did do a bulk buy from another reseller, but it's not really a haul worthy because I did pay up a little bit for it. It'll still be a very good ROI, but since it's not really a haul because it was already pre-selected. I mean, he even gave me his photos and his measurements, so I really.
I see Liz perfectly in the chat.
Hello, ladies.
By the way, Amanda and Clara, I just started Macari this week, and within less than 24 hours, I had my first sale on there, which I will be showing later today. So that was really exciting. I haven't had any sales yet since then, but I only have like 50, 60 items listed so far. And the way I do it when I do the cross posting, I've been cross posting, of course, the new stuff that I list each day. But I start from like, my highest price stuff down. So it's like, the likelihood that some of that really higher price stuff I have is going to sell right away is probably pretty slim. But I'm pretty excited. And yes, I use List Perfectly to cross post my stuff to Macari, and it was quite easy. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. Quite easy, guys. So, man, thank God, because Etsy has pretty much died for me in the last couple of weeks.
It's summer. It's summer.
I know, but it was like
sales are. I would say sales are down, but this week may not necessarily show that. But
yeah, I don't know what you're saying. Sandra wants to know how many more people have blocked me, though. Yeah, Macari. What I didn't know, guys, what List Perfectly failed to tell me, and the rest of you guys, is that Macari has quite a few real sensitive users. That really get quite upset about pricing, and I've been blocked by 2 dudes so far. The first guy, we didn't even have a conversation. He just announced the first day I was on there, the first few listings I had on there, I got a message just telling me blocked. Yeah, so apparently blocked. He didn't like my awesome Metallicats fan club t-shirt. He was very disgusted, and he was forced to immediately block me and then
tell you that
and he really did block me. And then the other guy was just real concerned about how high my prices were and told me that was why I wasn't selling anything in the first 2 days I had stuff up. And then he also blocked me. So after telling me he didn't care at all, he couldn't care less.
Well, if you scroll down in the chat a little bit, we've got
yes.
Go back to right here. Ultimate Boutique Resale. So many lowball offers in Macari. Do you recommend pricing higher and taking offers? I normally just price at the amount I would like to get. Do you use free shipping or there for shipping? So I've been on Macari for about, I think 8 months now, 8 or 9 months now. I don't do a ton on there, but a few $100s a month anyway. It doesn't cost me anything to be cross-posting. It's part of my process with List Perfectly. I always price everything on every platform much higher than I'm willing to accept for it because I account for offers and sales on every platform. Not that you run sales on Macari, but you know what I mean. I don't get a lot of lowball offers, and maybe that's why I don't sell a ton of items, but they can send you messages offering you something low. Those I generally just tell them what I'm willing to price for. But Macari is only allowed, the buyers can only send you an offer. I think it's no more than 15 or 20% off the actual asking price. So you can't get total lowball offers. Anyway, I like it. So
yeah. Well, and I like it. So as far as I just started it, but similar to Grailed, you can set it up to automatically discount for you. So you set your price, and then you can set your your floor price. And I use that on Grailed, and I really like it. And on Grailed, it's like every 7 days it drops at 10%. I think Macari is doing it daily. I think. Yeah,
Macari does it daily, up to 7 days. So they drop pretty quickly. But I usually I don't do it because I'm trying to get the lower price. I do it because it boosts it in search every time it drops it. So I do it with like a $5 difference. I don't do a lot. So it'll drop it like $1 a day.
Yeah. So what I've been doing is I do my highest price, which is pretty high, granted. So sorry, angry Macari guy. It is pretty high, but I actually am, even though I know it's going to drop pretty fast, I'm okay with it because I do put like what my actual floor price is. Because if anybody offered me my floor price the day I list something, I would take it because I'm like, I want to sell it. And so it's going to drop within the first week. It's going to get down to that price. So whatever.
Yeah.
Wham, wham, wham. Bunch of crybabies, bunch of pee-pee pants. Crybabies.
Yeah, Macari it is what it is. I mean, it's not going to have the same velocity as a sales site like eBay or Etsy or even Posh at this point. It's not quite as big, although they advertise quite a bit. So I think it has the potential to be better. And if you're already on there and you understand how the process works, it might be better. I just, you know what, if you get super lowball offers all the time, just ignore them. There's no reason. It's not like there's an algorithm thing that you ignoring messages. I mean, it does give you alerts. So, I mean, you know, if somebody gives me a lowball message, my reply is usually no, thank you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. And for the jerky jerks who, when I send me messages being very concerned about my pricing, my new tactic is to just act very concerned about their mental health and tell them I'm really sorry that they're so upset, and I'm glad they were able to get it off their chest. And that is usually what gets the response of I couldn't care less, and then they block me.
Somebody asked how many listings do we post each day. We're going to get into the show in a second, but I personally post about 100 items a week. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. And Katy, a little less usually.
Yeah. So I used to, if I was having a really good day, I used to be able to like bust out like 20, 25 listings, but I've actually scaled back a little bit because I'm going for like higher price stuff. And now that I'm doing all these different platforms and trying to focus on Instagram, a good day for me is to get 10 listings up. And then I have those across 4 different platforms. And then I focus on doing some postings on Instagram. And like between that and shipping and everything that I'm doing, I end up filling up a day.
We've kind of dialed it back a little bit since March. And to be honest with you, my sales are still really good. So,
right?
Yeah, I still send, you know, I have someone else doing my clothing listings for me, but I do all the hard goods. Mm-hmm. But I tend to let the hard goods build up for a week or two before I take photos and then list them all. So
yeah, for sure.
You know,
I don't know. I feel like if I compare to like past years, my sales have gone, my gross sales have gone way up. Like I make way more than I used to. And yet I'm listing.
Your number of listings is going
and
down.
My number of sales, you know, because it used to be I'd, you know, average over 200 sales in a month. So in 90 days, it'd be like 700 sales. Mm-hmm. Now it's like 300 something. So it's like, it's
your average sale price has increased.
Right. And so I'm doing like actually a lot less work and taking more care with the stuff I am doing. And now I'm putting it across different platforms and focusing on different things. So you just got to figure out what works for you.
Yeah. Everybody's model is a little bit different. I think I've stayed pretty consistent. I sell around between 550 and 600 items every 90 days. So about 50, and that's just eBay.
Yeah, that's just eBay.
That's just true. eBay. So about 50 items a week. And about, you know, $11,000 a month on eBay average.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our numbers. And wait, why did that disappear? Dang nabbit, guys. Dang nabbit. Sometimes that like closes on its own.
Dang nabbit.
Yeah, dang nabbit. We're gonna look at our real numbers, and you know, we say this every once in a while that you know we're looking at our gross numbers of everything that we sold on all our platforms, and then we show you, you know, some of the costs that are a little bit more variable, like cost of goods, shipping, and stuff like that. Oh, thank you for pointing it out for me. And so, you know, we're not showing like our overhead, and there's other costs that obviously we're not
right.
showing.
I pay a lister $3 an item for clothing items. I don't include that.
Yeah. So this just gives you a basic idea though, because like we like to say, you know, when you see people put up pictures of their 500 million packages they sent out, or they show their 90-day total on their eBay screen, those numbers are so arbitrary if you don't know particularly what their cost of goods are. Because that's kind of like the big thing is like, are they paying $1 per item, or are they paying $100 per item?
Right.
I mean,
so everybody kind of knows what the fees are to sell on different platforms, give or take a little bit. The most important thing that we want to show is our cost of goods versus what the sales prices are on the particular items. And that kind of gives you a good idea of what we're actually making. Yeah, at least on our items.
This is Teresa's favorite part because she loves her numbers.
She loves her some numbers.
Yep.
Teresa, I need you to make me a spreadsheet that breaks down all the platforms, because now we're lumping them into a.
The problem is that then it's like you can't. I mean, we're going to get to the point where everything's so tiny because we've kind of had to, you know what I mean?
Zip it.
Yeah, well, it's just so rude.
Where's mine? Let's go.
We're not looking at yours. We're only looking at mine today. Yours is so inconsequential.
All right, whatever.
Anyway, okay, we start with mine, and we usually start with mine because I want to feel good about what I've accomplished
for a couple of minutes.
For a couple minutes. And the reality is that when we show Vicki's numbers, 50 out of 52 times, she's going to be killing me. And so this week, this might be the absolute worst. The absolute worst. She has trounced me when it comes to sales, because my sales were definitely down. You can see I have 21 items that went out from eBay. I had 8 that went out from Etsy, Grailed, and Macari for a total of 29 items sold. My gross for eBay was 1,379. Ouch, that's pretty low. I tried to hit 2,000. I will say Monday and Tuesday I had 0 sales days, and I don't even remember the last time I had a 0 sales day on eBay. So I had 2 days in a row where I sold nothing. So
loser.
I know. So and I've actually, the last few days have been great. So starting tomorrow and the next day, my 7-day number is going to jump up because I'm working with 0 sales days for those days. Anyway, so 1,379. Etsy has jumped off a cliff. So Etsy, Grailed, and Macari together, $542.55. And my total gross sales, $1,921.55. My cost of shipping there, $120.73. My promotion fees between eBay and Etsy, $104.98. And you can see the breakdown of the fees there. So you can see my total cost, $440.02. And then you add on top of that, cost of goods. I had a couple of things that I really paid up for this week, so $410. So my total net sales after costs, I barely squeaked by with a little over $1,000 there.
That's pathetic.
Oh, you're so mean. And so my gross average sale price, $66.26, which actually I'm happy with that. Anything over 60, I like it above 60. My net average sale price, $36.95. So, I mean, honestly, if I look back at past years, in a week during the end of June, beginning of July, I mean, I'm sure my numbers are way lower than this. So I actually did a decent job. I'm going to tell myself that just before we look at Vicki's numbers, because then you're going to see what a loser I am. Go.
All right. So this was a good week. I'm not going to lie, especially a good week for July, end of June into July. Really? Really with the sobbing? It's always going to be about you.
It is about me all the time. Go ahead.
So I had 48 orders on eBay, 14 between Etsy, Posh, and Macari for a total of 62 orders. My total sales on eBay were $36.68.17.
Yowza.
Etsy, Posh, and Macari, $633.96 for a total of $4,302.13.
Ridiculous.
Very good week for me. Anything over 2,500 I consider a good week. So this is a very good week. I did actually have a private sale that I did not put on there. That was just a sale to our friend Sandra, a Wicked Reseller. That was just a $30 sale. So $482 in shipping, though, I will say. It was pretty high. I had 2 very large items that one of them went international. It was $100. The buyer paid shipping, but that was a good chunk of it. Promoted listing fees were pretty high on eBay. I had some pretty big items sell that were promoted listings for $110. eBay final value fees were a flat $295. Etsy final value fees, which is kind of Etsy, Macari, and Posh all thrown in together. That's the part we need fixed on the spreadsheet. But it's right around $57 to $60 right there. So my total costs were $944.59. My cost of goods were relatively low. I had a lot of items that I had a very good ROI on, or ROI stands for return on investment, for those that do not understand the acronyms.
You fancy.
And my total sales were just over $3,000 net, so $3,072. So my gross average sale price was very good, $69. My gross average sale price is usually the $50, $55 range, and my net was just under $50. So it was a very good week.
Crazy. You did real good.
Yeah, I had a really good.
Real good.
It was a good week.
Yeah. And so because of that, you know, she's going to have to take care of me. And so today she went hog wild and she got us burritos delivered to the house. So that was very exciting.
I am the sugar mama for lunch today.
Indeed.
Because Lord knows we weren't going anywhere.
So we are, maybe that's why we're like a little lethargic now, because we ate like giant burritos. They're real good. Tomorrow starts off us getting back on.
The fat ass is back on the diet.
So we had to have burritos, okay? So back off. Just back off. I don't need your sass people out there in the interwebs world. Anyway, they were really good burritos. A little spicy though, a little spicy. Anyway, yeah, so those were our sales for the week. Not bad. Not bad. Do you want to look at what we sold this week? Some of the things we sold?
Sure.
You picked so many things, and then I had to sit there and like because
I had really good things.
She sends me all the stuff that she sold, and so she sends me like 9 different things then I'm like, okay, now I gotta find 9 different things that are interesting to look at. Thanks a lot. You're just kind of like ruining my life. I'm
really ruining your life today. So generally we pick about between 7 to 10 things a week to show, and I had some good sales this week that I really wanted to highlight. Some weeks it's a struggle. Some weeks it's a struggle to show you anything that's halfway interesting. This week I had a lot of good things. So
yeah, for sure. All right, so let's just jump right into it and look at some of these since we don't have as much stuff for our haul. Take these as bolos, I guess. What do you got first? What's this?
So this was my first and only Filson item that I have found so far. In fact, Katy found it for me and gave it to me when we were outsourcing. I'm not even sure. Were we on a sourcing trip when we got this one?
Yeah, we were in Arizona, and this is something that we actually found at one of the why can't I think of what the Salvation Army on our way home. We went to a couple of Salvation Armies.
Oh, that's right.
Like the fanciest Salvation Army I've ever been in before.
And this was I paid less than $5 for this. Now, it would have sold for more because it was a vintage, nice Filson item, but it did have a couple of holes. There was a broken button on the pocket. It wasn't 100%, so I think it could have sold for a little bit more. It also maybe would have sold a little more had I waited toward the end of the year. And kept the price up high, but it did sell on the sale for the sale price that you see there of $62.97 plus buyer paid shipping, and I paid under $5 for it. I want to say it was like $3 or $4 actually.
It was real cheap. Sorry, Dana. She has a very important question. She would like to know, hi, where are the burritos from?
Roberto's. DoorDash delivery.
Yeah, DoorDash delivery, which means you're basically paying
double the price.
Twice as much for your burrito. So you have
for not leaving your house.
For not leaving your house, you're like, okay, we're gonna pay $30 for 2 burritos. It's a little ridiculous, but you add in like all the fees and everything. Anyway, but you guys saw our sales this week, so I think I'm worth a $15 burrito. Okay. Okay. All right. First one.
I just wanted to address one of the things I saw in the chat earlier, and then now I've completely lost it.
What was it?
Never mind. I'll get back to it.
It's a good story. I liked it. All right. First one for me is this Badlands T-shirt.
What?
You like forgot I even had this?
I did.
So this was from a big buy I did off of Barry last year, Afro Vintage. He had come into like a whole bunch of really cool 80s, early 90s hairband T-shirts. And I think I paid $1,000 for 30. It was like 31 or 32 T-shirts. And this was one of them. This is one of the ones that's like not as high in value. And I've like long ago passed the making that buy profitable mark. So everything has been gravy for quite a while. So this one, I had somebody making some offers, and then they finally came up in their offers to $80, and I'm like, yeah. So, I think I still have probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 T-shirts left from that particular haul, maybe a little bit more. So I sold this for $80, and I guess that's all I have to say about it. That's all I have to say about it.
Well, Jakey Lee. So these were a vintage pair of golf shoes. Now, golf shoes in general don't sell them with the metal spikes anymore because they're banned from most golf courses because they really tear up the turf and people don't like them. But for whatever reason, every time I find them, they still sell, and they sell pretty well. So I can't remember what I paid for these exactly, but I know it was less than $10, somewhere around the $10 mark. And these were dead stock. As you can see, they were brand new, stickers still on the bottom, but they're vintage. So they sold for the price you see there, $90.97 plus $6.95 shipping. Of course, shipping cost me more than that, but that's okay. I just try to not do free shipping anymore. So you know, $10 into $90, I'll take that all day long.
Yeah. Dana is asking, is Jake on that tee? I already closed the thing out, so I don't know.
Yes, he was on the Reebok. He was on the Reebok. That's what I'm looking at. He was on the Badlands tee, yes.
And I see Tracy in the chat. Tracy, I bet you and Frankie have a gold mine of vintage T-shirts between the two of you.
Frankie may.
Not that you would ever sell them, but
I think Frankie has some.
Yeah. Anyway, so next one for me is the sweet humpback whale dolphin T-shirt. I actually bought this off of eBay. Speaking of sourcing online and buying off of other people on eBay, I got this particular T-shirt for $15 plus shipping, so I ended up paying like $21 for it. But I knew it was magical because look at it, it's magical, and I knew that I could get a lot more for it because it's magical.
It's a little ridiculous.
You shut your mouth. It's got all the things I like. It's an all-over print, Oliver prints. It's got whales. It's got outer space. I mean, there's nothing that you could go wrong getting something like this. So I paid $21 for it. I think I've had it for like maybe a month and a half, something like that. And I did end up taking an offer for $109. So you can see that's significantly less than I have it listed for.
That is $100 more than it's worth.
You shut your mouth. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. But as you can see from my sales numbers, you know, when somebody offers 109 and you're kind of hurting for sales, you go, yeah, I'll take that. So not a bad little flip. And somebody is going to
Jacob Michael, got a Davida, baby. Yeah, that's the vibe there.
It is awesome. Teresa apparently does not understand how awesome this shirt is. But whatever. Yeah, space whales are the best. Okay, space whales are awesome. And all of you guys that don't agree, shut up. Yeah, Oliver Prince, that famous fashion designer.
Absolutely, Kelly.
Yeah, there's actually like an Instagram seller who I think their name is Oliver Prince.
Yes, that would be Allison.
Oh, that's right. No, there was somebody that's selling. No, it's not that one. Sorry. For a second there, I was like, oh yeah, I'm an idiot. No, it's actually because you know the vintage flea market thing that I'm going to be doing. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's not exactly what the user's name is, but there is a user whose name is Oliver Prince with a T, like Prince, like an actual like print, like the shirt.
That's pretty funny.
And they are a seller.
That's a good play on words.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd tell you guys about that because I think it's pretty funny. All right, next one for you. Let's do it.
So this is one of those blankets that I tell people all the time. I had kept this back as a secret for a long time, but now I started telling people these type of blankets, these vintage waffle weave satin trim blankets, they're a dime a dozen at thrift stores. If you find a queen size or a king size especially, and they're vintage, made in the USA, they're super soft. They have that satin trim end. That satin trim is stitched with very, very thin fishing wire type of thread. It's like that thin plasticky thread at the end. I don't know what it is about these. I think people love them for nostalgia reasons. And little kids like to rub that satin. I know I had a blanket like this when I was a little girl. They sell for very good money every time. I've never paid more than $5 or $6 maximum for one of these blankets. I think this one was like $3 or $4. It sold in less than a week for $129.95.
That's ridiculous.
Plus $6.95 shipping. Again, it's probably it probably cost me about $10 or $12 to ship because they're lightweight, so you can roll them up and put them in a poly mailer. Filament thread. Thank you.
Filament.
So yeah, I love them.
Roll them up, put them in a poly.
Yeah, so Michelle says reseller project. Satin trim baby blankets sell really well too. For that exact reason, because little kids love that little satin edge. I know my nieces did. I know I did when I was little. So.
And then you're gonna roll them up and put them in a poly mailer.
Speaking of, I remembered what I was trying to find earlier, and it was Michelle's comment earlier that her sales have been down lately because they are changing things on Seller Hub. I agree. Every day there is something different that is changing on Seller Hub. So I do think when they're making changes like that they do often in the summer, it does mess with sales and search results and things like that. So I think we all see a dip in sales when that kind of stuff happens.
Well, I mean, it just seems really weird when you have, like, I had 2 days in a row of 0 sales. I mean, considering the volume of inventory I have, And then all of a sudden after those 2 days, I'm getting like tons of offers and sales and action and all kinds of stuff. So it just feels a little weird.
Yeah. People talk about, and the whole theory of it's called rolling blackouts. That's been a theory for a long time. I'm not saying that's necessarily the reality, but there are several servers that eBay does operate on. And I think that when they're going in and making major changes, they have to do it probably one server at a time, two servers at a time. Who knows how many? But I do think it definitely affects sales because when things are and machinations are happening behind the scenes and things are changing on the platform, we always have it's something that happens year after year after year every time there's any type of changes. It's not, I mean, it's just fact. It happens.
But it's very different than the cuckoo crazy conspiracy theories people have where apparently eBay decides when you've sold enough for the month and then they turn your store off.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
But there are people who think that, and it's a little ridiculous because I'm pretty sure they just want to make some money. All right, next one for me is the Chicago Bears sweatshirt. If you guys remember, I actually just showed this last week. So a couple weeks ago, I went and did some sourcing. I went to yesterday's fits, and then I decided to go to Buffalo Exchange for the first time in a long time. And I was so disappointed with Buffalo Exchange that I was still was needing to get my fix of some cool stuff. So I went down the street to Waves, which is another vintage shop, and their prices are they're like up there with my prices.
They're pretty retail.
Not really any room like what I could do at yesterday's fits. But I was so desperate. I'm like, I'm going to buy a couple of things and just to have cool stuff in my store. So I actually paid $60 for this, which normally I wouldn't, but I'm like, you know what? It's a cliff angle. I'm going to be able to sell it. I bet I sell it quick. And guess what? I listed it, and like within a day, I sold it for the full price there of $139.99. So I paid $60 for it. Definitely, I definitely paid a lot for it, but I sold it for $140 within 24 hours. So it is what it is. I got a quick flip, made a little cash, and good to go. So, but yeah, usually I talk about the cliff angle sweaters, but they did do sweatshirts as well. And this is just that cool style where it's kind of like an all over print, where it prints across the sleeves. So it's pretty cool. I like it. It's good graphic.
So Jen Lee asked a good question in the chat, and she's getting a lot of answers. But are you guys opening a new bank account for managed payments? I did. I didn't open a business bank account. I just opened another checking account with my bank that I already have a couple of accounts with. So I didn't need to pay for a business checking account. My account was, I think it's $12 a month if you don't keep $1,500 a month in it or something like that, which I intend to. So I just opened a separate account to keep it separate from my main account, like I've done with my PayPal. I used to take my money and I manage my money and deposit from PayPal. Now I'm just going to do it from this account. So it's
And I did the same thing. I have a different bank than she does, but it was really easy to go online. I just added another checking account.
Yeah, we don't have joint accounts.
Yeah, it took me like 5 minutes, but I mean, it was also a different bank completely. It took me like 5 minutes to add another checking account. Mine's like, it costs $25 a month, but again, it's the $1,500. If you keep it in $1,500 at least a balance, then you don't have to pay the fee, which I will totally be able to do. So I've already connected my Macari to it, and I already switched over my Etsy to it. And then in the next week, I'm going to finally do whatever I have to do to do my.
I haven't changed my other things over to it yet, but I guess I can.
But I'm actually, now that I'm not just selling on eBay and doing like PayPal, I've been meaning to actually get a separate account from my personal accounts. Now it'll be like a business one. It's not a business one. It's still a personal checking account, but I'm using it for business.
Right.
And so everything will go into that other than
most accountants will tell you that you should keep them separate anyway, just for accounting purposes. It's a lot easier. I never have bothered, but now that it's, managed payments is making me more of a push to do it that way. So I'm doing it for business,
Well, when I was just doing eBay, I never really felt like I needed to because of PayPal. But then I added Etsy, like a couple of years ago, and I really should have done it then because Etsy pays into my checking account. But anyway, so yeah.
So you don't need another checking account, but if you, a lot of people are looking to keep it separate from their personal accounts, and it doesn't necessarily. I'm not sure if it has to be checking or not. I've seen that question before. I'm not entirely sure. I suppose it could be savings. You are going to need to have a routing number and an account number. So I'm assuming that you can receive deposits into that savings account using a routing and account number. Then you could use a savings too. So whatever's easiest for you.
Jen, I don't have to keep $1,500 in it. It's just if I don't want to pay the monthly fee for it. So they like you to keep balance.
Yeah,
that's basically
same.
what it is. But yeah, I'm not going to get penalized other than being charged if I don't. All right, next one for you.
So this one I did show on Instagram, a couple of these that I have shown on Instagram. Sorry if you've already seen them, but I know that not everybody that watches our show is on Instagram. So, wow, my pictures are super blurry on this. You can tell I took these photos. Anyway, this is something, I talked about these frequently if you watch this show. I buy knitting machines every time I see them, and they're usually at garage sales or estate sales. It's not something that you find very easily elsewhere. But every time I find them, I buy them. And this is probably the most I've ever paid for one. I paid $20 for this.
What? That's out of control.
And I actually bought this at a garage sale. I've had this one for quite a while. I want to say I got it last fall. So maybe even almost a year, 9 months on this to a year. We went to a garage sale because they had this actually shown in the background in one of the photos, and I knew what it was.
Well, and so, I've been well trained to where if I'm looking at garage sales and I see anything that says knitting machine, then I make sure that we go there.
Yeah. So $20, and I took an offer for $250 plus the $50 shipping. It did cost me every bit of $42 to ship it. It's very heavy. I just shipped it in the box that it came in. It already had the cardboard box, so it was pretty easy. It went FedEx, and yeah, it sat for a while. The reason why this one, I usually turn them over very, very quickly. The only reason why this one sat a little bit longer is because it was kind of a no-name brand. Silver Studio is not a well-known brand. If you find them by Brother or by Singer, which is the majority of them are made by Brother or Singer, and a lot of them are even made by Toyota.
I was going to say, what's the one that's like a car?
There are a lot of them are made by Toyota that also made items that were not just car parts. Those are the ones that are the most popular brand names, and those are going to sell faster because they're going to sell because people are searching for them. This particular one was, I think, sold slower because it didn't have that name attached to it.
Yeah. I got a message from Allison when she saw that you sold this, and she was telling me like good luck with helping with the shipping, and I said luckily it's going in its own box, so I do not have to worry about it. I think all you did was you taped it up. So
yeah, so Ginger's correct. They're not easy to find. People swoop them up. The fact that this one sold for only $250 and it lasted quite a while is only because it was a no-name brand.
Yeah.
Had this been a Brother, it would have sold for upwards of $400, and it would have sold very quickly.
Crazy. All right. So next one for me. So this is the other item that I had picked up. I showed this in last week's show. This is the other item I picked up at Waves. I actually need to talk to them and see. I feel like we went there when I came to visit one time and had talked about wholesaling. So
we did.
I should look into that. But anyway, this is another item I picked up. This one I really paid up for. I paid $100 for it. And again, in this case, it was more because I thought it was such an awesome shirt. And so I was just, I figured like I'm probably not going to make much money, if anything, but it's really cool. And I'm coming up on doing this virtual flea market thing on Instagram. So I wanted to have some really cool pieces. So I'm like, whatever, maybe I won't make any money, but it'll elevate my stores and, get me some eyes on my Instagram and stuff like that. And so it's just a really cool Stanley DeSantis that was actually bleached after the fact. It's really cool looking. And so I listed it pretty high, and I had somebody trying to offer me like $160, and I was like, and then bam, it sold full price, $209.99 plus shipping to Thailand. So, yeah, I pretty much doubled what I paid for it.
And you had it listed for like what, a day or two?
Couple days. Yeah, a couple days. It sold real fast. So yeah, so I definitely felt a lot better because I kind of felt not guilty really, but like, man, I'm really spending a lot of money on this stuff that's not going to make me any money. But to have both of those items turn over so quickly made me feel a lot better about it because I made a little money and it wasn't tied up for a long time. Like some stuff can take a really long time.
I am in agreement with Jacob. Jacob says that bleaching effect is perfect. It looks factory done because it was done so well. Usually bleaching effects that people do are obvious because they're uneven, and it's fine. That's part of the look. But this looks like it was done like, yeah, factory. It's so uniform looking.
Yeah. It's a cool shirt. I love it. I love it. All right. Next one for you.
So I did show these in a haul a few weeks ago. I had purchased a lot of jeans from a friend of mine back east, where I paid about $10 a pair for the jeans. Not knowing what they were exactly, but I knew that a couple of them were good. I didn't know until I got here how good they were. But I'd purchased 8 pairs of jeans. Actually, they were like $14 a pair when I added in shipping and everything. These are from the Levi's Vintage Collection. They are made to represent the jeans how they looked in 1955. They are current. They were made probably about 10 years ago, not in 1955, but they have all of the same features as a pair of jeans that were made in 1955 do. So these had a retail price of $260 on them when they were first sold. So you can sell these pretty well. I have a few other pairs still listed, but this pair sold overnight. I listed them for $299.95, and that's what they paid. They do have the red selvage trim. They are a great pair of jeans. So I have the other pairs still listed. They haven't sold as of yet. I know they will. Just waiting for them to get, fully indexed in SEO and get out there into, into the real world. But yeah.
Did you sell them for this price?
I did.
Okay.
$299.95.
Nice. That's crazy.
Yeah, I did insure those, by the way. Those went in a padded flat rate mailer, and I did insure them because that was a little bit more than I'm willing to lose if the mailer goes missing. Yeah,
for sure. Especially right now, I feel like with everything going on, the USPS hasn't been as reliable. All right, so
thank you, Kara. Liked my picture. Those jeans are very difficult to photograph. I photographed these actually. I didn't have Crystal do these, but because I wanted to get specific details that I wasn't sure if she would capture because she didn't know what I was looking for. So I just photographed the jeans. Jeans are hard to photograph. Let's face it. They're hard to get. And when it's a dark wash like that, it's real hard to get the details, but it's also hard to photograph jeans so that they look really well. I'm doing more and more of the flat lay of jeans. And I think pictures look better when they're flat laid. But only on jeans, and it's still hard. I mean, it's very difficult to get good pictures of jeans. I think that's probably one of the hardest things.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so this is one of those ones where I'm like just desperate to show some stuff that I sold, but thanks to Vicki, I have to show something boring because she has so many cool things to show. So thanks a lot.
Sorry, your life sucks.
But anyway, this is just to kind of show, not everything as far as t-shirts go. I feel like so many times people underestimate how much they can sell t-shirts for, or they think the only thing that sells for a ton of money is like old band t-shirts or, rap tees or stuff like that, or sports stuff. Anyway, we had gone to an estate sale here and they had a ton of hot air balloon stuff. And are you done?
Yeah,
sorry. And I think the t-shirts, some of the stuff, I had bought a bunch of jackets and the jackets were priced a little high, but the t-shirts were all like, I think $1 or $2 if I remember right. And so I bought up a bunch of them, and this one's from 2000. So it's not even, it's like just barely vintage, but it's a nice graphic. And anyway, so you can see this Gildan tag. This is, again, remember you guys, this is how you learn your tags. So this Gildan tag, a lot of times when you see these Gildan tags, they're not vintage, but if you look at it, this one says it's assembled in Honduras of Canadian components. So it's kind of the same as when you see stuff made of US components. It's usually going to be late 90s or early 2000s. And Gildan was actually a Canadian company when they first started. I think they still are. And so a lot of like their older ones are made in Canada, or here it's of Canadian components. And so this is from 2000, and let's see what I sold it for. We're going to use flipper tools. All right, it's 10% off, so I actually sold it for $43.19. But this is just a hot air balloon t-shirt, nothing super crazy. What are you doing over there? Are you having a little chitty chat? Are you Facebooking right now?
I'm answering a question that someone tagged me in the boss group on.
She's Facebooking, guys, because we're not important enough for her. She's a big baller now, bringing in thousands upon thousands of dollars a week, looking down upon us, Facebooking.
Answering a question about reselling.
But how would you even know unless you were on your phone during a live broadcast?
I got a notification on my phone.
How would you know?
It lit up.
How would you know?
Unprofessional. To me.
Exactly.
Of course I'm unprofessional. This is YouTube, for fuck's sake.
Inappropriate!
That was loud.
Your snort or my scream?
Your scream.
I know your snort was pretty loud too. And inappropriate. Anyway, so that's my boring hot air balloon t-shirt sale. And I'm sorry that Vicki has just traumatized your children that might be watching right now because we have a pretty large child audience. So go ahead.
If your children are watching this, I'm sorry for them.
Go ahead.
Except Corey's son Cody likes us. He watches them.
He likes it when we swear.
And he laughs at us.
All right.
So this is one of the things I actually just wanted to talk about. This. A lot of people think that Martha Stewart stuff doesn't sell very well. Martha Stewart sheets and comforters and things like that, depending on when they were made, can sell very well. This Martha Stewart line called Whim is kind of, I guess it's supposed to be whimsical. I've purchased 3 sets of this bedding. I purchased at Savers. I think I paid $10 a set, new in the package. I've sold every one for over $65. This particular set, it took a while, but I didn't have much invested in them, and they ship in a poly mailer. So $74.96 is what they sold for, the price you see there. I paid $10, and 2 of them sold pretty quickly. That one lasted a while.
Nice. I feel like maybe you have some issues if your sheets are covered in alcohol bottles. I'm just saying.
I think that's fun.
It's fun and drunk. I'm just saying. Anyway. All right. Next one for me.
Yeah. See, Kara would have liked those sheets.
I'm aware.
You're silly.
So this sweatshirt, I actually got this in Arizona, and man, I had, other than all the stuff that I got at the one Buffalo Exchange in Arizona, I was having a rough time at the thrift stores, the regular thrift stores, to find anything. And so when I picked this up, I thought it was cool. I was kind of, it had some staining. You can see down here, I say some light staining. I was kind of like, it's kind of cool. Maybe it'll sell. I don't know. So I went ahead and grabbed it because I was desperate, and I think I paid maybe $2-3 for it. I don't remember which store I got it at, but it wasn't much. And it actually sold relatively quickly. I mean, it hasn't been that long since we were there this last time. So let's go ahead and see what I did sell it for, guys. What did I sell it for? Bam! And this was actually when my sale had already ended for this last month. So I did actually sell it for $69.99. Sold for $70. So I guess it paid off, and I was kind of like, I don't know. It still sold for $70. So there you go.
Whiny.
What are you talking about? You're so rude. All right. Next one for you. Go ahead. What's this weird thing?
So I think I showed this in a haul about 2 weeks ago. I paid $12 for it at Savers. It is a battery-powered tennis pitching machine. It pitches out tennis balls to people to practice their hitting, I suppose.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't really know exactly what it was when I bought it, but I can read a box, so I figured out what it was. I didn't look it up. I figured for $12, I knew it was worth more than that. But when I got it home, I realized it was worth a lot more than I thought it was. So I listed it. It sold within a week. It sold for $299.95. This was the item that I shipped to Taiwan. The customer actually paid $100 in shipping.
Wow.
And that's what it cost. It actually, once I insured it, it cost just about $100, and that's what they paid, $99 and change. So it sold for $300. I paid $12, and it sold in a week.
And it came in its own box.
And it came in its own box. Yeah. So all I did was I went and put some pool noodles inside the box so that it didn't rattle around in the box, because it is hard plastic. So just in case somebody tossed it, I didn't want it to get broken.
Yeah. Not too shabby.
I just taped it up and shipped it on its way. Pretty easy.
Sometimes you just want to set up a machine and have balls thrown at your face. So there you go. Good work. Good work.
Inappropriate.
You're inappropriate. You already dropped the F-bomb, so all bets are off, guys. All bets are off. All right, Etsy sale right here. This shirt's interesting because I bought this, I don't know, maybe about a month ago from Jesse at Yesterday's Fits, and it was one of the ones I pulled from a stack of stuff that they had upstairs. And one of the sleeves actually had a big rip in it, and it kind of looked like dry rot. He thought it was dry rot, and it kind of looked like it, but I think it just got torn on something. And because he saw it, he's like, oh, that has dry rot. I'm like, actually, no, it's not. And I showed him, I pulled on it, and generally dry rot happens with 100% cotton black t-shirts. And this is a 50-50 blend. And so it was not dry rot. So I think I only paid like maybe $15 for it. And then I went ahead and I just cut the sleeves off because it was actually like the rip was like right here. So I cut the sleeves off, paid like $15 for it, went ahead and listed it, and I just sold it this last week. And let's see what I sold it for. It sold for $99.99, but it was 10% off sale, so I actually sold it for $89.99.
With cut sleeves.
Sale with cut sleeves.
Of course, it was cut sleeves.
Indeed. And so, yeah, Alabama, right there. Bam.
So
Bam.
Kara asked, when you ship an original box, do you shrink wrap, then slap the label over that? No. I just put the label directly on that box, and same thing with the other item that I shipped. Now, the only time you really need to worry about shipping in another box is if it's something that's, you know, the box is not sturdy enough or not meant for shipping. Both of these items that I shipped in their original boxes were originally sent in those boxes to begin with. They don't need outer shipping boxes. And the boxes themselves are not adding any value or collectible or anything like that. I would never double box something that came in a sturdy outer box to begin with. It's just redundant. You're adding weight and cost.
It only matters when it's like something that people collect. Like I've seen people like ship like sneakers. Like
sneakers are one thing. If you're a sneakerhead and you collect sneakers, you want that original box.
And you're gonna be pissed if
and
it
you're
shows
gonna
up
be
with
really mad if somebody
somebody
slaps a label on it and ships it out. Absolutely, you're gonna want to put that in another box. But if it's, you know, something like one of those things that I just showed, nobody cares what the box is that came in. They want the product.
Yeah, yeah. Dana, I agree with you.
You need to stop. Inappropriate. All of you, Sunday afternoon, inappropriate. Stop the
whatever.
chat.
This is reseller church right now. Okay.
Really inappropriate.
Therefore, anything that comes out of our mouths is automatically blessed. So there you go. That's how it works, guys. That's how it works. All right. Next one for you is right here.
So this I showed in our haul video 2 weeks ago as well. This is the one we pulled up to a garage sale. This was lined up on the side of the driveway. They had like 6 things at this garage sale, and I knew I was going to buy this before I got out of the car. I loved this picture. So I had this listed for just about a week, and I had no idea what to list it for. I listed it very high. I did find the artist, and I, was able to confirm that it is original. It's not a print. It's not, it's an actual painting. So I sold it. Somebody made an offer. I sold it for $315. I paid $20 for it. Buyer paid shipping. Shipping actually cost $35. They had paid $30. It was actually posted a step-by-step of how I packaged it and shipped it in the Boss group with pictures. It sold pretty quickly. I probably could have held out for more, but I just love this picture. I hung it on the wall, and then it sold 2 days later.
Lasted for a day and a half. So Kara pointed out in the chat there that Vicki actually did a really good post of the Boss.
Said that.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I was reading
you
the
were
chat.
reading.
Sorry about it. Well, she posted a really terrible post in the Boss chat or Boss group. So don't look at it. It's awful. All right, yeah.
You're weird.
Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
I'm sad that we lost this already.
I know, it was a really nice painting. For $20, I probably should have kept it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in line with the decor of our house, but I really loved this picture. I think $20 into $315 is a pretty good flip, pretty fast, but I still love it.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. All right, next one for me is, this isn't even like an exciting sale, but this is like, seriously, guys, my Grailed. This is the only thing that sold this week on Grailed. So I'm like, I guess I'll show my one Grailed sale. So actually, I haven't been picking up shoes anymore. I used to like go through phases where I would go and hit all like the Ross stores and stuff like that, and Burlington and pick up shoes. And I just haven't done it in forever. So actually, when a pair of shoes sell, I'm pretty happy because it's like I'm clearing out this inventory that I don't really want to focus on anymore. And I sold a few pairs of shoes this week. So this was one, $77. I don't know where it went, but it only cost me like $8 to ship them because they didn't come in the box. So I just used my saran wrap thingy to wrap them up and throw them in a bag. and away they went for like $8. But look at that. I need to get 2 more sales, and I'll already have 100 transactions on Grailed.
In like 3 months.
Are you impressed?
Look at that in the chat. David from South Beach, Florida.
What?
We haven't seen you in months, David.
What's happening, David?
Good to see you. I hope you're doing well.
Anyway, so that
staying COVID free.
Indeed. So that was my meh Grailed sale for the week. Meh. All right, go ahead. Ooh, this is my favorite thing that you sold this week.
So before anybody gets super excited, that is not the price that it sold for. So when Katy and I first got together almost 3 years ago, so it's been 2.5 years, I helped her pack up and move here. And this was something that she had in her garage that she had not listed. It had belonged to her grandmother. Her grandmother said, here, sell this on eBay. Katy had no interest in selling women's clothing or vintage women's clothing. So this sat there for a while, and she handed it to me, and I was like, of course I'll sell it. Well, once I got it home, I did a little bit of research. I would have sold it regardless. I did not know the designer. But once I figured out the designer, I did a little bit of research, which is in the body of the listing, if you scroll down, about who this designer was. I think. Maybe not. No, I guess I didn't. Bare minimum. So this is actually the person that designed the sweaters that Cosby used to wear, not Coogee sweaters, as most people incorrectly assume. These were the type of sweaters that he used to wear on the Cosby Show. But it's a very special designer. Everything's handmade. It is couture. And I didn't want to let go of it for cheap. So I've been sitting on this for 2.5 years, and I've had it priced all over the sun. But I had a buyer that contacted me a couple of weeks ago that went back and forth with me and saying, I really want this jacket. If it is still available, will you accept this price? This is the highest I can go. I'm waiting to get a paycheck or something. And I said, if it's still here by then, I'll accept the offer. So I sold it for $325. It didn't cost me anything, but it came from grandma. And so I wanted to make sure that I got a good price for it. I wasn't going to let it go cheaply. It was a really nice coat. If it had fit me, I would have kept it, but it's super tiny.
And I sent my grandma the screenshot of the sale, and she was very excited because my grandma, as I've said before, she's the OG flipper, the OG reseller. When I was a kid, we used to go to garage sales and thrift stores, and she would resell like vintage linens and different things like that. She's very fashionable. So she has cool stuff like this, but she was very happy that it sold for as much as it did. And again, she just wanted us to have it to sell it. So she was pretty excited about it. I think it's cool. All right, next one for me. So guys, this is my last sale. This is our last thing for this segment. So like I said, I'm on Macari now, and I had listed like, I think maybe 30 things, and somebody messaged me because they wanted to know how much I would sell them both of these t-shirts for. So originally I had these in 2 separate listings, and I had priced them at $150. And when I priced up at $150, usually it means that I would go down to like 100 at my lowest. And so I had just listed these. You can see it's a Cone's Head. I think I showed both of these last week. Cone's Head t-shirt from the movie Cone's Heads.
I know, you said that like 3 times.
I know.
Like, what is wrong with you?
Having a stroke. I don't know. And then Sideshow Bob, which the Sideshow Bob one is another Stanley DeSantis t-shirt, like that Star Trek one I sold. And so I had these each up for $150. This guy messaged me and he said, what would the least that you would do on these 2 shirts? And I said, well, if you buy both of them, if you're actually going to buy both of them, I will take $100 for each. And so he asked me to go ahead and put them in a bundle for him. So, and the way you do that at Macari is you just create a new listing and you put them both in there. So that's why this is kind of a weird listing with only 2 pictures for 2 t-shirts for $200. He bought them. So bam, less than 24 hours. I made $200 on Macari and flipped a couple shirts quick. I've got them both this last week at yesterday's fits. I think I paid like $25 a piece for them. So from $50 to $200 real fast. I haven't got my money yet because it takes a little while with your first sale.
It takes a while with every sale on Macari, honey.
Yeah.
Not just your first sale.
Well, but I thought like you were saying you get a lot faster once you verify with your ID. That's what you told me you were doing.
I did verify, but I haven't sold anything since I did that. But no, it does not. Every sale on Macari, it's just like Poshmark. The customer has to receive the item, and then they have 3 days from the time they receive it to rate you. And if they rate you, your funds, you have to rate them after, and then your funds are released immediately. If they don't rate you, Macari automatically releases your funds after 3 days. It's exactly like Poshmark.
Okay. So my question is, were you being a liar the other day when you were taking a picture of your license and you said
it told me I would receive my funds faster, but that does not appear to be the case.
Okay. Just wondering. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for my sales. That's it, guys.
Same. That's it.
So Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey. He's got a really good mohawk in the back. Little mane. All right, so for our haul today, like I said, I have no haul because I did not buy anything this week. There was a guy on, a seller on Etsy who I was going through and do my sourcing like I do. I think I have like 40 items in my cart right now on Etsy just because it's stuff that I kind of want to get, but I don't know if I'm going to get. And so I just put them in my cart. And anyway, there's a seller and I saw he had this, I won't say what they are because I don't know if I'm going to get them or not, but he had this particular t-shirt and he had a whole bunch of a whole variety of the same style of shirt. And I really want all of them. There's like 29 of them, but they're all priced at like 30 bucks a piece. And I would like to buy them for a little bit cheaper. And so I messaged him and asked if he'd be willing to do any kind of bundle deal. And he hasn't replied. So I'm going to message him again because I don't know if he just thought, because I get those kind of messages sometimes where you can kind of tell it's like there's something scammy about it. But it's like, I'm not trying to scam him. I'm like, seriously, like, I want to give you my money. Can you do something a little better for me since I'm going to buy 30 of your shirts? So,
well, say that. Did you tell him you wanted to buy all 30 before?
I did.
Oh.
But he hasn't even responded. I'm like, do you want to sell your shit or not? Come on, let me buy your stuff. Anyway, that's all I have to say. So
yeah,
anyway,
I like that on Posh. When people like your items and they like a bunch of items, you're supposed to create a bundle for them and give them a discount, right? So every time I have somebody that likes more than 2 items, they never buy a damn thing. It's like they're liking it just to like it. Like, stop that shit. If you have no interest, stop it. Anyway, it's a pain in my butt. I don't like Posh. I still don't like Posh. I'm not making enough money on there to really justify it yet, but we'll see. I'm still July, started in January, still don't like it.
I do want to give a shout out to Teresa because she had her first Grailed sale.
She did.
Grailed sale. There's a t-shirt that I think she got from wasn't it one of the Yesterday's Fits t-shirts that she got or something that she got?
I think so.
I couldn't really tell from the picture. I think it's something that we sent her. But yeah, congrats, Teresa. So basically, she is right on the same level as me as far as her sales for the week on Grailed because I only sold one thing, and she sold a t-shirt for like 60 bucks or something like that. Anyway, so you were the only one that has a haul this week.
I do. I have a little haul. So I went to a couple of thrift stores. I think I went out one day sourcing. And then we went to garage sales yesterday. There weren't that many because it was the 4th of July, but we wanted to go early in the morning before we went to our little pool party.
That's why I needed to nap. She makes me wake up so early.
So we get up at 6 to hit all the garage sales for 7. But just hit a couple, but what I did get was good. So I'll just share with a few things that I got. I didn't get any great articles of clothing. I do have some. Crystal, if you're watching, she's probably listening right now, but if she's watching, I have about 40 items this week. Generally, I try to give her 60, 75 items to photograph. I only have 40 this week, so I feel like I failed. I may have to run out tomorrow and see if I can find some more good stuff.
Well, also, I don't know, were you going to say anything about your bulk buy? You did.
I already did.
Did you?
She didn't listen to me.
I don't listen. I pretend like I'm listening, but
it's true. It's pretty true. I did already talk about it.
All right.
Anyway, so Jeffrey spoke to me at a garage sale. He said, "Take me home."
Say?
He said, "Take me home."
Is that what they sound like?
He said, "Take me home." But I paid $20 for him. He's a Melissa and Doug plush giraffe. He's huge. He's 44 inches tall. I'm not really sure how the hell I'm going to ship him, to be honest with you. He may just end up being a mascot.
Yeah, because it's like you can't. So, it's not like you can fold them up.
No, I paid $20. He does sell for about between $75 and $100 plus shipping. But shipping is ridiculous if you do calculated shipping. If you go to look up any Melissa and Doug giraffe and you see the big ones and you see calculated shipping, some people will show calculated. It looks like it's $130 shipping to me because they don't know how to ship. So I don't know what I'm going to do with him, but I'm going to try to sell him. He's cute.
He's real cute. He's real cute.
So something else I picked up a set of dishes. It was a set of 10. So it has 10 salad plates, 10 dinner plates, and then it had a couple of platters. I paid about $16 for the set, and this is what it looks like. It's a really pretty blue pattern. But what's cool about it is it's spode, but it's melamine.
I don't know what those words mean.
It's plastic.
What's spode?
Spode is a brand. Okay. Spode is usually China. Spode is very well known for its Christmas china more than anything else. It was collectible for quite a long time. As a matter of fact, Teresa did a whole lot of it. I used to love that line myself. But anyway, Spode makes china, but I didn't know they made plastic. This is like the great stuff that you use like your everyday dishes or like picnic dishes and things like that.
Is it the same pattern as like one of their china patterns?
I don't know. I haven't looked that up. It could be. But anyway, it's just really pretty. So melamine is, yeah, in the 60s, they called it Melmac. It's basically hard china, hard plastic. You can put it in the dishwasher. It can go in a microwave. And it's, you know, washable, and it's safe to use outside and for picnics. And if it drops, it doesn't break and all that kind of stuff. So it was just a really pretty pattern. I think I can sell it for quite a bit because it's spode. I mean, this is the type of stuff you can get at the dollar store too. It's not made as well, but it sells well. So I really like it. So it's just to keep a lookout for stuff that actually has the word melamine. What is it called?
I don't know.
Melamine. I would take a look for that type of information on the back of these types of plastic dishes. Tommy Bahama has a line. There's a whole bunch in Home Goods right now made by Tommy Bahama. They're really collectible. People want a theme for the way that their patio and their outdoor looks, especially right now. I think people are doing a lot more home entertaining. So they sell pretty well.
Laura's killing it. She just listed a nightgown for $180 and took best offer for $135 within 20 minutes.
You're gonna need to send me a photograph of what you sold for that kind of money, because I need to know, because I'm nosy and I like that
summertime
stuff.
Which means,
and wait, I'm looking. She probably already did.
It's summertime, which means Laura likes to be basically camping the whole time, and she's going on a big camping trip, so she needs some cash. She needs some cash money.
So yeah, I liked that set. This is my favorite find of the week. I think one of my favorite finds of the week. I paid, so it was $16.50, but it was 20% off because I always have a 20% off coupon. I got this at Savers. This is a Dolce & Gabbana dress.
Ooh, my favorite.
It's from 2017. It was very easy to look at. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. But, you know, less than $15 for Dolce. I mean, come on now. It is not fake. I was able to very easily find the dress on Dolce's website. It's made in Italy, and it has the easy to remove label on it because the dress is sheer. So most people would probably want to take that label off.
Interesting.
And not see it, but it's a sheer dress. It's like this lace, this illusion lace stuff, but it's real. I don't know.
You wear your Dolce while eating on your spode.
I don't know who's wearing this, because what are you wearing under it? But I guess if you're this tiny, you can wear just a bra and underwear and you're fine. Whatever.
Yes, hell yeah.
But this dress retailed for, I think, what did I show it to you?
It was like $1 bazillion.
It was like $5,700 or something ridiculous like that. So I will not get anywhere near that, but I'm going to try to get a few hundred for it. It's really pretty. So that's my favorite buy of the week. I don't usually find high-end designer like that. So this, I picked these up at a garage sale yesterday. This is some West Coast art plaques. They're vintage. They're probably 80s, late 70s, early 80s, based on the faux wood plaques. West Coast art, they're very heavy. It's kind of like
sometimes it's called Northwest Coast art.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this out, what kind this might be. I'm not entirely sure, but it does have a like abalone accent for the eyes. I'm not sure what the black is. It could just be plastic, could just be like a resin.
You think it's just the wood that's that heavy?
Yeah. Oh, there's a brand on the back. Oh. Even better. Made in Canada, Pearl Light. Yeah. I'll check it out. So I haven't done any research yet, but I will. Anyway, it was $10 for all three. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell these individually. I may sell them individually, or I may sell them as a set. I'm going to take a look. But Off the top of my head, 175 is what if I do them as a set.
This kind of art is typical of First Nations tribes, which is in Canada, and so like Haida. There's different tribes that do it, but it's very popular, that style.
So that's my guess is I'm going to go about 175 without doing any research. Dan is telling me to go 800. I don't know what 800 is.
Maybe for the dress. I don't know.
Maybe for the dress. I'm not sure.
Just throwing numbers out.
Maybe. Yeah, I haven't looked those up. I mean, that might be more than 175. Without looking them up, I'm saying 175.
They're super cool.
So let's see. I also bought at that same garage sale a pair of these lamps. There's two. So these are teak. This is teak wood. This is mid-century modern. It's kind of like that Danish design. You can say Danish design, but it's really, you can't tell that it's made in Sweden or not without having some type of labeling on it. And this has no labeling, but these are, 1950s. These are true 1950s.
Dirty.
They're dirty. They were in somebody's garage. The brass is a little bit discolored on the bottom. It's dirty and dingy. I haven't done anything to them yet, but I did get a pair, and they're really nice. So I'm going to test these out, make sure they work. The cord is not frayed at all, so I'm not really concerned with testing them out. A lot of people will rewire older lamps like this, but I think I'll sell this pair. I paid $10 for the pair. I think I'll sell the pair. Again, I'm looking around the $200 range. They're very simple. Yeah, very simple.
Classy. You can wear your Dolce, eat your food off your spode.
I could maybe
read by your lamp.
Maybe I could fit one arm in that Dolce dress. Oh, Dana says 800 on the Dolce. Yeah, I think that's probably around the price where I'm going to go on there. I love them. Let's see. I got some cool shoes that I picked up. These were $9. This is a brand that I'm not sure that everybody realizes they associate or associates with Birkenstocks. This is a brand called Footprints. I'm trying to find it's a men's line of shoes. They're like work shoes. If you look and see, that base of that toe is really wide and round.
You can tell it's very Birkenstock.
They're very well made. They're just Oxfords. They're pretty dirty. I'm gonna need to clean them up, but they're not scuffed or anything. They're heavy. They're leather. The brand is called Footprints, and it's a line. It's like Birkies. It's a line of Birkenstocks. So these were 50% off, and they cost $8, and I'll probably sell them for about $50, maybe a little bit more. I haven't quite looked them up yet. This is another pair of boots I picked up. These are Ariat boots. I paid $18 for these, and I'll probably list these for about $125. They do look like vintage Earth shoes. Vintage Earth shoes sell really well. New Earth shoes sell at Kmart or Walmart.
What the heck are Earth shoes?
Walmart it's a brand of shoe. It's kind of like Birkenstocks used to be, but they sold out and cheaped out, and now they're made in China, and they sell in cheap stores now. So these are just pretty cool Ariat boots. I think I'll do about 120, 125 on these. These I purchased from another reseller here in town. She actually brought me two super cool vintage motorcycle jackets. One of them's pretty old. One of them's like 50s, 1950s, early 60s, because it's already being photographed.
Oh, gotcha.
Crystal has them photographing them, so I can't show you those. But with them, she also brought me a pair of really nice vintage Harley Davidson boots.
It was Danny. She was in the chat.
It was Danny. She was in the chat earlier, but I don't think she is anymore. So these are really beat up, really broken in, but also pretty vintage. So I think I'm going to sell these for about $75. I paid for the two jackets and the pair of boots. I paid her $40. Nice. So whatever that breaks out to be. Then I have just one more thing to show, which was kind of a really good, Sacred Lemon says Earth shoes now are sold at Walmart. Yeah, they used to be really, really well made. It was like buying a pair of Birkenstocks back, let's see. Will I polish them up? I will clean them up, but I'm not going to polish them up. I'm going to leave them broken. Those particular boots I'll leave broken in and beat up like that. Motorcycle boots, you don't want to wear them polished. Nobody's riding a Harley with polished boots. If they are, they're one of those They're a weekend warrior. That's not, it's not cool.
Come on, be cool, man. Be cool.
So this is just another VCR DVD player combo. Nothing super spectacular, but what I wanted to say was this is just kind of a funny story. This is one of the good ones. This one will probably sell for about $125. I did just order the remote control for it for $14 on eBay because it didn't come with the remote control. But we were at a garage sale, and I think I bought a stuffed animal at this particular garage sale, and that was it. They didn't have much there. But while I was chatting with the lady, while I was handing her the money, she had a stack of 2 VCRs in back of her on a shelf. They weren't out for sale. They weren't out for sale. But I kind of looked over her shoulder and I was like, so are you interested in selling those old VCRs? And she's like, these? I don't know. Let me look. She went and pulled them down and she's like, yeah, sure. Well, I have to keep this one. I need to have one, I suppose. How about this one? I said, sure. What do you want for it? She's like, I don't know, $2? I'm like, $2. All right, $2. Sold. It was in her garage. I'm assuming it was working and they put it in the garage, or else they would have thrown it away, right? So nothing wrong with it. Did I open it up? No, I'm not opening it up, Sandra. Somebody showed a video of people opening up
old electronics
or electronics they get from someone's house, and nope, not
what
happening.
You don't know can't hurt you.
I don't want to do it.
Don't know can't hurt you.
I don't wanna. Not doing it. So no, not opening up the freaking VCR. That's disgusting.
No.
Jen says, I'm terrified of the roach thing. In all of my years doing this, I have never had that happen. I'm assuming when I purchase something from a thrift store, they have to spray all of their merchandise already and it sits out for a while, so I'm okay with it there. If I'm purchasing it from a garage sale, I will tell you I'm not buying something at a scuzzy house that could possibly carry anything gross in it. Just not. I'm terrified of it too. There's no question. It hasn't happened to me yet. So anyway, so yeah, $2 for the VCR. I was pretty excited with that one.
Nice.
And that's it. I don't have anything else to show.
I got nothing, you guys. I got nothing.
And now you creeped me out and I'm feeling itchy because I had it on my lap. Thanks.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I've got nothing. I am gonna need to go out and buy some stuff later this week because I'm down to. I listed 8 new things today, cross-posted them already, but now I need to do some work on more cross-posting for Macari, and I need to do some Instagram posts.
I'm taking pictures today.
And then I only have 8 things left to list tomorrow, and then I'm going to be completely out. But I can focus on cross-posting and stuff for a while and just build up my Macari because I'd rather have it fill all the way up sooner than later. Get that stuff working for me. See how many more Macari bros I can get to block me angrily. So we'll see. I'm going to do a little bit of sourcing probably tomorrow, and I'm taking pictures today. I've already taken a few. I'm going to take a few more. I'll probably take pictures until I finish today. What? I mean, you have like a lot of stuff to take pictures of.
I do, but a lot of it's big stuff. A lot of it is like all those puzzles and things that I bought last week or 2 weeks ago, and they're big boxes with like 3 photos a piece. Super easy stuff.
Where's Jeff gonna live?
I think Jeff's probably gonna live in my office for a while.
All right.
Unless you want him to live here, would you like me to leave him with you today?
No, that's all right. I don't really have enough room in here. So
that's it.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It's been fun. It's been real. What are you doing, staring at the chat?
I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at people talking about the bugs in the electronics. Cut it out.
Stop it. Cut it out.
Skeeving me out.
Yeah. I'm gonna go eat some.
I'm totally skeeved. Stop it, both of you. Blech.
I'm gonna go eat some rhubarb custard pie that our friend Hadassah made for me. I have to eat the rest of it today because tomorrow I can't eat it. So, but she made that for me yesterday, and it's delicious. I don't know about you guys, but I love me some rhubarb. I love the tartness, and I hate it when people bake it strawberries with it. And so she made me a special rhubarb custard pie that does not have any strawberries in it, and it's so good. So I'm gonna go finish that off.
Liz cracks me up. Enjoy the $11 zillion.
Seriously.
It was a good
give
week.
me a roof over my head.
Listen, I've got to keep up the good weeks for when we have the crappy weeks, right? Because we all have crappy weeks.
True.
So, and I'm spending more money on inventory and on listing help to get myself ready for fourth quarter this year. And we are going on a sourcing trip in another
couple weeks.
3.5 weeks. We're going to go on a sourcing trip to Utah.
Yep, I'm going to go to the Ute.
So for 3.5 days, and hoping to spend a lot of money because we find a lot of stuff. That's the plan.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, guys. Anyway, thanks again for coming and hanging out with us. We will see you on Wednesday for a Boss Up in the List show. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Get some work done if that's what you're planning to do. Go take a nap. Cheryl, go eat some ice cream. And we will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.